the codes, companies, roles, and users in Synchro Pro. All this information you can add to your 4D model. To open these tabs, go to Navigator, and under the project data, activate users, companies, roles, and under the scheduling, codes. In the code fields, make a right click here in the empty space, and you can add activity codes, resource group codes, and cost codes. All these codes serve as a tool for sorting and organizing your schedule, resource tables, and resource group tables. For each of these, activity, resource, and resource group, there may be unlimited amount of codes assigned. Let's add an activity code. Right-click, Add Activity Code. By selecting Activity Code, you can readjust the color, the name, and other settings. This code can display, for example, a responsible party for task execution or responsible person, foreman. For each code, you need to create a set of values. Same right-click, Add Code Value. And then this value can be assigned to a task. You may select multiple tasks and then either drag it and drop it over them, or making a right click, assign to selected tasks. For each value, you can readjust the bar color and the name, along with description. All these things are user-defined. Then let's open Companies tab. So why do we need companies? In Synchro, there are 4 types of resources: material resource, location resource, labor resource, and equipment resource. Each resource should be assigned to a company. We'll see it in the further lectures. While we will be creating resources from 3D objects, a company is a must attribute. And as we know, resources should belong to companies, as well as task execution should be done by some company. If we open Task Properties, and from here you can select the company, which is the supplier of the task. So the best practice is to create companies list before you import 3D objects and turn them to the resources. Again, in the future lesson, we will see that upon importing 3D objects and turning them to the resources, Synchro gives us a chance to assign the resources to companies. The company type can be redefined from General tab. Synchro gives us a broad variety of options. This can be, for example, a subcontractor, or some architect bureau, or engineering, consultant, contractor, cost engineer, and so on. Now let's open roles. We have 4 default roles. Also, you can introduce new roles to a project, making a right-click, Add New Role, and then override the permissions for read and write. So, for example, you may restrict read for tasks for a new role, or restrict changes. Clicking over the drop-down, you can select the permission. So if user is supplier, he can read it or change something there. And lastly, let's open Users tab. The same way you can introduce new users, right-click, Add, create a login, assign a role, company for the user, and create password. And later for this user, you can set a company, a role, add a picture, define permissions, and so on.